Have you ever noticed how the world seems to quiet down after midnight, but your mind does the exact opposite? It's a strange, almost universal experience. The day's distractions fade away, the screens go dark, and suddenly, you're left alone with your thoughts. And they can be loud. Why is that? Why does the silence of the night amplify the noise in our heads? It's not because you're broken or doing something wrong. It's actually a very natural human process. During the day, our brains are in problem-solving mode. We're constantly reacting, planning, and executing. We're juggling emails, conversations, deadlines, and 1,000 tiny tasks. Our attention is directed outward. Our minds are like a busy city street, filled with the constant hum of traffic. But when night falls, that traffic subsides. The external stimuli disappear. The phone stops buzzing. The world outside your window goes to sleep. And in that newfound quiet, the mind doesn't just switch off. Instead, it turns inward. This is when the part of our brain known as the default mode network, or DMN, takes center stage. Think of it as the brain's idle setting. But idle doesn't mean inactive. Far from it. The DMN is responsible for self-reflection, daydreaming, remembering the past, and imagining the future. It's where our sense of self is constructed and maintained. So when you're lying in the dark, and there's nothing else to focus on, the DMN gets to work. It starts sifting through the day's events, replaying conversations, and chewing on unresolved issues. That embarrassing thing you said in a meeting? The DMN brings it up for review. That deadline you're worried about? It's front and center. That conversation you need to have but have been avoiding? Now seems like the perfect time to rehearse it for the 10th time. This isn't your brain trying to torture you. It's trying to process. During the day, we don't always have the time or mental space to fully digest our experiences and emotions. We push them aside to get through the day. Night is when the brain finally gets a chance to catch up. It's like a diligent archivist, sorting through the day's files, trying to make sense of everything. The problem is, without the context and distractions of the daytime, these thoughts can feel disproportionately large and urgent. Our brains are also biologically wired to be more alert to potential threats during the night. It's an evolutionary hangover from a time when darkness meant vulnerability to predators. The part of our brain that handles fear and anxiety, the amygdala, can become more active. So, a small worry that you easily dismissed at 2 p.m. can morph into a looming catastrophe at 2 a.m. The lack of external input means your brain starts generating its own scenarios, and it often defaults to the worst-case ones. It's not reality. It is your brain's threat detection system working a little too hard in the quiet of the night. Furthermore, our circadian rhythm, our internal body clock, plays a huge role. As we approach our natural sleep time, our cortisol levels, the stress hormone, are supposed to be at their lowest. However, if we're already stressed, or if our sleep schedule is off, this process can be disrupted. At the same time, our prefrontal cortex, the rational, executive functioning part of our brain, starts to power down for the night. This is the part of the brain that says, hey, this isn't a big deal, or you can solve this tomorrow. When it's less active, the more emotional, anxious thoughts from the amygdala and DMN can run wild without a filter. It's like the sensible manager has gone home for the night, leaving the anxious interns in charge. This is why we end up in these thought loops, replaying scenarios or worrying about things we can't control at that moment. The silence of the night doesn't create these thoughts, it simply reveals them. It holds up a mirror to the anxieties, regrets, and hopes we carry with us, often unconsciously. Throughout the day, the night is an empty stage, and our unresolved thoughts are suddenly given the spotlight. So what can we do when our mind becomes a theater of anxieties after midnight? The first step is to recognize what's happening. Don't fight the thoughts. Fighting them is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It will just pop up with more force. Instead, acknowledge them with a sense of gentle curiosity. See them not as absolute truths, but as mental events, like clouds passing in the night sky. You can say to yourself, there's that worry again. My brain is in its nightly processing mode. This simple act of naming and accepting can create a crucial bit of distance. Try to externalize the thoughts. Keep a notebook by your bed. When a worry or a to-do list item pops up, write it down. This simple act outsources the job of remembering from your brain to the paper. It's a way of telling your mind, I've got this. It's captured. You can let it go for now. You are not solving the problem at 3 a.m., but you are creating a plan to address it when you're more equipped to do so in the morning. Mindful breathing can also be a powerful anchor. When your mind is racing, your body often follows suit, with a faster heart rate and shallow breathing. By consciously slowing down your breath, You send a signal back to your brain that you are safe. Inhale slowly for a count of 4, hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly for a count of 6. Focus only on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This brings your attention out of the chaotic world of your thoughts and into the simple, physical reality of the present moment. Consider the environment you're in. Is your room truly a sanctuary for rest? Dim the lights an hour or two before bed. Avoid screens, as the blue light can interfere with melatonin production, the hormone that helps you sleep. Maybe listen to some calming ambient music, a guided meditation, or even the sound of rain. Create a sensory environment that signals to your mind and body that it is time to wind down, not ramp up. It's also important to remember that this nightly noise is often a sign of something deeper. It can be a messenger, pointing to unresolved stress, unmet needs, or unspoken feelings in your waking life. Perhaps the anxiety about work is a sign that you feel unfulfilled or overwhelmed. Perhaps the regret over a past conversation is a sign that you need to seek closure or practice self-forgiveness. The night doesn't just show us our fears, it can also show us what we truly care about. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. Having a loud mind at night is not a personal failure. It's part of the human condition. Millions of other people, right at this very moment, are lying awake, staring at their own ceilings, caught in their own thought loops. You are not alone in this. There's a strange, quiet solidarity in that knowledge. The silence of the night doesn't have to be a source of dread. It can be an invitation to listen, to understand, and to be gentle with yourself. It is a time to acknowledge the parts of you that get drowned out by the noise of the day. You are not broken. You are just human, thinking and feeling in the quiet hours. So the next time you find your mind getting louder as the world gets quieter, take a deep breath, acknowledge the thoughts, and remember that the morning will come, and with it, a new light and a new perspective. Thank you for listening. Take care.